The summer wind came blowing in from across the sea. It lingered there to touch your hair. Walk with me. All summer long we sang a song and strolled that golden sand. All right, groups coming in. Koreko's here on Wolverine and Sincere Romo and Zensu. Bukaki Tsunami. Good seeing you, pal. You too, Koreko. X-Mans and Jake from SF. Sincere Romo. Oh, I mentioned that. Mako Mako. Ashley's here. Code. Good to see ya. We had the Twitch stream earlier, and I spent, for those of you who weren't there, a half an hour looking for a key I needed in Resident Evil Village for half an hour. That was right in a drawer in front of me. And other than that, things went shitty. Rain, we were talking about that in the earlier stream. He said Poppy's in the hospital with an infection. That sucks. She popped into the stream earlier to say that they just admitted her. That sucks. Hospitals are bleh. Just always like sick people there and stuff. We're not in North Carolina yet, Josh. The stream I had the other day talking about being an official North Carolina resident was because 2 days ago, we actually, our lease on the property we rented down there began. We still haven't made the move. We got to wait for this house to sell. And then as soon as that sells, then we'll be on our way. But everything looks like it's going good. My sister lives down in that area. And her and my brother-in-law went up and did the walkthrough of the house for me and everything. So everything's all set. Maku Maku says, I've always lived in upstate New York. Wanted to run into you. Might have to move to North Carolina. You know how things like that usually work out, pal? I've lived here for the last, when did I move back to New York? 1984. So the last 37 years. And you watch, we'll run into each other someday, but it'll be like when I'm in Orlando or someplace like that. That's always the way. You don't do it when we're actually in the same vicinity. Yeah, we have a Discord, Michael. Just go to the description of any of our videos and the Discord links in there. Oh, McElroy won the Canadian, Johnny? I didn't know that. Plus 900. Put 7. Wow, that's a nice payout. Yeah, Rory's been really, that's a good call because, I don't follow golf super close, but I do enjoy it. And Rory's been kind of up and down over the last years. Yes. Well, that's my little sister, the one I fought with over Godzilla vs. King Kong. Yep, that's her. Cordaico. I was digging in our garden and found a chest full of gold coins. I wanted to run straight home to tell my wife about it. Then I remembered why I was digging in our garden. Wait, why? I had one of my favorites, the poor wife abuse jokes is two older guys are about to start their round of golf. And first guy tees off, hits a shot, next guy gets up, and he's just up there addressing the ball, and a funeral procession comes by on the road next to the golf course. So he steps back away from his ball, he takes his hat off, holds it over his heart, and keeps it there until the whole procession goes by. And his buddy says, wow, he goes, that was really cool. He said, that was one of the most nice, kind, respectful things I've ever sseen. Guy goes, that's the least I could do. I was married to her for 36 years. And that's why we need a badumts sound effect. I didn't see any of the UFC last night, Louis. I did not. I saw it was on. I had just too many things going on. Oh, the Breakers made the playoffs? Did they, Indo? Oh, very cool. I still haven't seen the whole game. Yeah, I know. I wish I had. I I don't think I have access here. I think we only have access to the sound effect things. Let me look. I'll look on. I don't think. No, we only have that sound effect thing available when we're at Twitch. I did add this though. Oh no, or did I? Well, how come that's not working? Hold on a second, guys. I added the chat highlight, but it's not working. Yeah, got it there. Got it there. Nope. I added the chat highlight, but it doesn't work because I don't have... Nope, I don't have the option to highlight any of you guys' chat. Oh, well, isn't that just ducky? Stupid heads. By Love says the dog ate one of my puzzle pieces. It's funny you say we have, of course, we have staff that's in the house to help with my stepdaughter during the day, and our two main staff have become part of the family. And so a lot of times they'll have puzzles set up, and they'll sit out there with Renee and do puzzles, and my wife pitches in, and my granddaughter pitches in, and I couldn't tell you how many puzzles they've done over the years. And it's amazing how often they'll get done and be missing one piece. Sometimes two. It's all we can figure is it's got to be, you know how it is, you get leaning over the puzzle and a piece must stick to somebody's arm or something, then drop somewhere. And of course, with all the stupid dogs we have in our house, and they are stupid, I'm sure they've been pooped out in the backyard at some point. We were with moving stuff, with packing stuff up for the trip. We had this a little corner cabinet that we weren't keeping. So I just took it out and threw it away. And when we moved it, we found one of the puzzle pieces. Yeah, I just played the second round of Resident Evil Village, Jill, earlier today. The video, you can see it at Twitch, of course, but hopefully tomorrow I'll get that video posted here at the YouTube channel as well. Because what I'm going to do is take all the gaming, because I'm just going to do gaming streams at Twitch. But I'll take all the gaming I do there, and I will move it, or I will post them here, and then I'll make a playlist for them, because at Twitch eventually the videos go away, and this way we'll always have an archive of them. Hey, Ashley from the UK. Oh, wow, what are you doing still up? What is it? It's got to be about 12:18 a.m., right? By the time it's 12:18 my time, I will be sleeping. I did. Jake says, "Did you see that Notre Dame beat Tennessee in the Super Regionals to make it the World Series?" You guys know I'm a Notre Dame nut. Yes, I did. I was shocked. I think a lot of people were shocked by that one. Yeah, well, Tennessee was number 1 in the nation. Yeah, that's huge. Now, if the football team could duplicate this, in a few months here, well, just a little over 2 now until they play Ohio State. Excuse me. Pinocchio says, celebrity. It says, hey, love your reactions. Nobody does. It's funny, but it's horrible laughter like you. Thanks, Pinocchio. It's funny, too, how that hits you, because I think that all the time. The battle that goes on in what's left of my brain, what hasn't been completely bludgeoned to death. When you see something that's really just terrible, but I can see the humor in, as you guys know, in most anything. So you get those two things battling, and it just kind of comes out like a... But yeah, you feel the internal strife, but the laughter usually seems to win. Wolverine says, check my last post. Goose goose, senor. Goose goose, senor. Let's see, where's Wolverine's last post? My ex-girlfriend walked in on me gooshing our daughter. Oh, honestly, it's the fault of the abortion clinic for giving us the fetus. Oh, yikes. Holy crap. That one's dark. I didn't mean your daughter was. I didn't want to get racial. I meant the joke was. Chrome says, didn't expect a midnight stream. Just made myself a rum and vanilla panna cotta. Really, Chrome? I don't even know what that would be. It sounds fascinating. Why I'm streaming in Twitch code? Because the notifications had been really bad here. They've actually, I don't know, since we started Twitch, seems like they've gotten a little better. But, hey, Dominator. It's a good place for streaming games. So that's what we're going to do is keep the game streams there, but we'll post the videos here so you guys can watch them here as well. We did Captain Omni. The Boys was sponsored over at the Goose. I've seen several episodes of it. It had been sponsored at the Goose. There's several episodes of The Boys up there. That was good. The sponsorship got dropped. How many? Any of you Goosers remember how many Boys episodes did we get through? 6, 7, 8, something like that, wasn't it? Willie says, so you know how I've had the vid, right? Well, I've obviously not been at work. The manager team has been unaware of why I've been out because my direct manager didn't tell them, so I got an angry call today. Gotta love that good old corporate communications. Jake says, as you know, I'm a Michigan fan, despite living in ND country, but after seeing Tennessee fans be so classless after game 1, I had no choice but to root for ND. That was terrible. It's just freaking awful. It was 6 episodes? That's what I thought it was. So, yes, I've seen the first 6 of that, and it was very good. Very good. Really unique concept. I liked it. Jake, we pulled one on you guys the other day, you know, being a Michigan fan. C.J. Carr, Lloyd Carr's grandson, going to Notre Dame. It wasn't a surprise that he went because the crystal ball, the predictions were all saying that way. But in general, it was a surprise because it's Lloyd Carr's grandson. Well, thanks for being in while you could, Indo. Appreciate it. I think that's fair, Nicholas. He says, hey, Curtis, do you agree that Broly is the Brock Lesnar of DBZ? I think that's a very, a very apropos comparison. Yeah, that works. Oh, Chrome's going to explain what that is. It's a dessert. Oh, that's good. I just came back from dessert. We went out and got some ice cream. It's mostly made from heating double heavy cream, milk, sugar, and gelatin. Then you add a flavoring. I added rum and vanilla essence. You cook it on a hob, then let it set in the fridge. Wow. I've never heard of that, Chrome. That actually might be something I could do. And you know how limited my tastes are. Hey, Spaz Dev. Ashley says, what is your opinion on people who dress like goth emos and scenesters at an older age? Do what you want to do. Stuff don't bother me. You know, whatever. Hey, I'm 60 years old and I dress only in anime t-shirts, so I got no room to throw stones. Yeah, whatever makes you happy. Who cares? You know, that's the way I look at it. Michael says, never been to a whole Notre Dame game. Was only ever able to go to a practice. Yeah, I still haven't seen one in Notre Dame Stadium. I've seen them play, but it's always been road games. But yeah, I do need to get up and see one in the stadium. Hi, Gus. Wow, 8 straight birdies, Tsunami? Thomas had 8 straight birdies and cut the lead, but face planted at the end. Wow. Holy crap. Yes, I agree, Connor. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I see it was on one of the channels because I was flipping through the guide there, and I see it was on a lot this weekend on one of the channels. Spazdev says, I watched a 2005 movie called Brick. It's basically a neo-noir movie starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt about a high school kid who investigates his girlfriend's disappearance. It's amazing and underrated. Yeah, I don't even think I've heard of that one. Usually, because I follow movies, usually if I haven't seen them, I've heard of them, but I don't remember that one at all. Excuse me. Kyle says that's why I keep burping too, because I had an ice cream. I think Louise is funnier than Tina and Bob's Burgers, Kyle says. I don't know Bob's Burgers well enough to make the call. I mean, I know the characters, but as to who's funnier overall. Chrome says, oh, it's dead easy. We're talking about that dessert. Can't really mess it up. Just mix them all together, stick it in a pot, then bring it to just before the boil. After that, add in gelatin and pour in ramekins to cool. It's Italian. Oh, my wife might know the deal. Of course, my wife is an old grandma, an old Italian grandma, so she probably knows what it is then. Yikes. Star Discovery says, hey, Curtis, waiting for food for supper after my order was canceled twice already. Basically, I've been waiting for dinner for 3 hours. I would be pissed by now. Yeah, that it would not be a happy Curtis. Waiting 3 hours for my food. No. Fat men don't wait 3 hours for food. Not without not without somebody paying a price. Rick says, I want to see a group of 60 to 70-year-old men dressed up like the Vamp Kids from South Park. Those little douchebags. Saw a possum in your backyard, American? We had like I say, our house here is very old. And to go to the basement, because they didn't bother with engineering back in the day, to go in the basement from the kitchen, you open the door opens in, blocks the stairway to the basement. You have to move to the back, close the door again, then go down. A few years ago, I opened the door to go down the basement for something. There's a huge possum right there. I still don't know how. Well, actually, I did figure it out after a while, how he got into the basement. But of course, it startled the shit out of me. I jump, I look at him. He didn't even react. And it wasn't that he was playing possum. You could tell immediately from looking at him, the way his face was and everything, that he was sickly. So I'm 99% sure he was rabid. So, I stepped back immediately, and he just looked up at me like, "Oh, bro, it's been rough." So I was like, "Oh shit." So I went and I keep a little 22, and he was a good size, and I didn't want him to suffer anymore, so I had to bring it down. I got it right to the base of his skull and put him out of his misery, and I buried him in our backyard. But that'll scare the shit out of you. Brian says, my favorite recipe is pay for Whopper. A drive-thru. Yeah, I'm with you, Brian. That's one of the few recipes I can typically create without fucking it up somehow. Usually I can get through the drive-thru okay. Will my order be right? Probably not, but at least I can handle my end of it okay. Patty says, what's time at my location? Where I am, it is 7:27 p.m. Jake says, I think it's better for Carr to go somewhere besides U of M so he doesn't have to deal with all the drama with the media in regards to his grandpa. That could be true, too. And it'll depend on if they get that, can't think of his name, that other quarterback from Detroit. Because they said Notre Dame was leading for him, but find it hard to believe that they'll get Dante Moore. Find it hard to believe that they'll get Dante Moore now that CJ's coming. You never know. But I know Michigan's in the mix for him. No one says I'm not even allowed to boil water. Yeah. And it's always, you know what, guys, it's always amazed me, too, with the cooking thing. Because believe it or not, I am literate. I can read. So why is it you can give me this recipe, this good set of instructions. I will follow it. I know how to read the numbers on the stove. I know how to do all that shit. I'll do every fucking thing it says, and yet the finished product will always taste like dog shit. I'm not a big aficionado of eating dog shit, but it tastes basically like what I would imagine dog shit tastes like, or worse. And I just don't know why. I just can't. I'm terrible with it. The only thing I can make is grilled cheese sandwiches. Not exactly difficult, but I can make them perfect. I can make them to where it comes out perfectly golden on both sides of the bread with the cheese just slightly melted in the middle. And that was only because growing up, that was Spaz Kid's favorite thing. I was like, well, I'll be goddamned. He's not going to have something else when my wife isn't there. Just because I'm too much of a dumbass to make grilled cheese. So I experimented with, the heat settings on the griddle and everything to get everything just so, and I got to where I could make them perfect. Big accomplishment. Yeah, Pizza Man, I had, like I say, he says making grilled cheese is a skill I lack. I had to work at it. I kept experimenting again with different settings and everything, but I got it to where I could make a killer grilled cheese. Now, I won't eat it. It's fucking American cheese. I'd rather punch myself in the dick than eat American cheese. Ooh, Jake says a coworker brought an opossum into the dog kennel as he thought it was his kill. It was still alive. Yeah, they will play possum on you. Well, that one that was in our basement way there, he wasn't playing possum. He was sick. And again, you could see it in his eyes and everything. They were draining. And like I said, you felt bad for him. I wasn't going to just turn him loose. He was just going to suffer and die anyway because he was clearly rabid. So to me, you know, it's better for him to just put him down and let him be done with it painlessly. Yeah, me too. Star Discovery making food is a skill I lack. And like I say, I don't know why. I just can't do it. I'm a big fat guy. You think that would be something I'd learned along the way. It's a good thing I got a wife who's a brilliant cook. Ready Eddie says you should react to Angry Grandpa. I've seen some of Angry Grandpa's vids. They're not. They're fun. They're not particularly in my wheelhouse. Um, but he was a good dude. Sad that he's gone. And some of the stuff made me laugh. I only saw the first Taken movie, Kyle. I liked it, but I only saw the first one. Spaz Dev said there was an opossum in my driveway and it was dead, but I thought it was playing dead until I investigated more. Yeah, you can't tell. You can't tell. That's why this one, again, as soon as that door opened, he just kind of went, and he looked up at me, and it was almost like, dude, I'm fucked up, bro. I don't feel so good. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Empire Jeff says Cowboys running back Tony Pollard exploring receiver role at OTAs. I'm open to anything just being on the field. Jeff, I think Tony Pollard is at this point a much better running back than Ezekiel Elliott. And if the Cowboys were to let Pollard get away, I will be pissed. I think Pollard should be starting. He's got, oh man, the kid he's fast, he's explosive. And let me tell you, he can run through tackles too, and you can line him right up in the slot. He can do everything. Joe says, crazy how animals get rabid. The rabies is eradicated here. Yeah, it is, and it's creepy when you see it. They get almost zombie like. Chrome says, oh, this is the recipe, by the way, and what it looks like. Oh, let me take a look. I'm going to look at Chrome's link here, guys. Vanilla infused panna cotta with pomegranate glaze. Looks good. Looks delicious. Huh, very cool. Star Discovery says, Curtis, you're not fat, you just have an Italian wife. There's a difference. Yeah, I can't lay it all at her feet because I was pretty sizable before we got married too. That's true though. I have gotten much bigger since. And yes, it's either her, depending on your perspective, it's either to her credit or to her blame. One of the two. Pizza Man. Lois, men aren't fat. Only fat women are fat. Peter. Luke says, I would recommend substituting American cheese with brie cheese. It has a creamy, refreshing texture and actually tastes like food instead of plastic. I'm just not a cheese fan anyway. And Spaz Kid loves that American cheese. The yellow one. Velveeta. That's his vibe. Him and my wife are always arguing about that. She likes the white American cheese. He likes the yellow. So we have to have both in the refrigerator, and they both make me want to puke. Code says grilled cheese or PB&J. For me, anything over cheese. Fuck American cheese. The only thing that's as nasty to me as American cheese is mayonnaise. Yeah, I'm with Star Discovery. I would recommend replacing the cheese with no cheese. That's why I get so pissed if we run out for fast food or something. And I tell them, I'll say it like 3 different ways to make sure. I'll go through the drive-thru and say we're at McDonald's. Can I get a quarter pounder meal? But can I get that quarter pounder plain, no cheese, just meat and bun? That seems pretty well described to me. And without exaggeration, I bet about 500, about 50% of the time they'll get it right. I have to look at my order before I even take off because of that nasty ass American cheese on it. I can't eat it. And I don't know why you can't get it. Willie says, I'm from Colorado. I am legally obligated to worship Peyton Manning. Hey, Wukong. Good to see you again. And they always put cheese on it anyway. Yes, they do, Star Discovery. Always. It's so hard to get my orders right. And you would think the way I order things should be the easiest thing in the world because it's plain. Whatever it is, or if it's a sandwich, if it's a burger, if it's a hot dog, whatever. I just want the meat in the bun, the filling, and the bread. We went to Subway over the weekend. I get grilled chicken, the slabs of grilled chicken on what is it, like a pita bread they have there? That's it. Don't put anything else on it. They can do it right, though. Subway always gets it right. Deviled eggs, no. Nope, don't eat them either, Toker. Excuse me. Ooh. Nolan, grilled cheese with mayo and pickles. That is all. Yeah, I know, Toker. He says, playing for real. How fucking hard is that? You're right. And it's stunning to me. We all of us, and you go to the drive-thru for convenience, but for us, it's never convenient because we have to get the order, then pull over and check it anyway because so much of the time it's not right. I don't know why that's difficult, but it's almost all the chains. McDonald's is a clusterfuck. The McDonald's, at least around here, can never get it right. But I don't know about you guys, if you've noticed it, and I don't know if it changes from areas of the country and certainly around the world. McDonald's is one of the priciest fast food joints for us now. We if we do fast food, Burger King, Wendy's, Sonic, Taco Bell, all of them, if we go to one of them, my wife Brax and I are all cheaper than McDonald's. Chrome says, that's the thing that kind of surprises us when we go on holiday to the U.S. Your fast food workers seem a little touched in the head. You're not wrong. Like I can talk to fast food workers here and know they're normal. It's unfortunate but true. And you see it. I've noticed it before, Chrome. Like at our local McDonald's, and this was back when I used to go a lot because the kids and grandkids were always at the house, always wanting McDonald's for lunch or what have you. So I used to be over there a lot. And there was this young woman that worked there. She was probably in her mid to late 20s. And she was so efficient and so nice and just spot on with everything she was doing. It's like, why are you at McDonald's? This can't possibly last. It can't last. And she was there like, I don't know, 2-3 months, and then she was gone. It's like, yeah, somebody like that is going to move right on up and out. Willie says, I had McDonald's say it was about $20. Well, again, now if it's, and this is just to have, a normal meal for my wife, Brax, and I to go to McDonald's. It's usually around $32, $33. For us to go to Burger King, it's like $24 or $25. I mean, that's a significant difference. And we're just as full at both places. Chrome says, I've been cooking a lot this week. Croque madame, full cooked breakfast, chicken teriyaki and rice with cream coconut, carbonara, and garlic bread. Wow. Wow, you've been hitting the kitchen, Chrome. Jake says, I cook for a living. So if you ever go to an ND home game, you could come for either breakfast eggs and sausage varieties or make you brisket, pulled pork, pastrami. We smoking that. Oh, wow. I'm a breakfast fanatic, Jake. That's my favorite meal. Yeah, I love, yeah. So scrambled eggs, good scrambled eggs are one of my favorite things. My wife makes them amazing. Good scrambled eggs, a good breakfast sausage, like a sweet Italian sausage or something. Ooh, yeah, baby. Rick said, okay, I'm just going to say anyone who has veggies in their burger is doing it wrong. The only acceptable burger recipe is cheese, ketchup, and nothing else. See, I could eat the ketchup. I can even, if McDonald's I go to McDonald's or any of the places, they screw up and they put everything on my burger. If I could get the cheese off of it without it soaking in, because I can't stand the taste on anything, without the flavor soaking into the meat or to the bun or anything, if there's ketchup and mayo and onions on it, I don't care for it as much, but I'll eat it. And pickles I'll just take off. But once that cheese flavor's on there, it's done for me. That's it. Yeah, Pizza Man, I agree. He says breakfast is best. I eat the most at breakfast. Yeah, like I say, same. I love. There's a, and I'm hoping Chrome gets to do it when she goes to Disney in October. There's a breakfast buffet down there at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Boma is the name of the restaurant. That breakfast buffet, if you're a big breakfast fan, it is like nirvana. You walk into that place and you look at that buffet spread and you're like, no. And the skies open up and the sublime light illuminates the food. And oh, yeah. And you know there are boners popping all over the restaurant. It's oh, so good. Chrome says, I have rich blood, so cheese is kind of a staple, but we can get high quality cheese where I live. No American cheese in sight. Good. We can get blue cheese, goat's cheese, burrata. That one I'm not familiar with. All sorts. Excuse me. Code says, I only eat ketchup when it's on a burger or a hot dog. Yeah, like I say, I don't put them on ketchup on by choice, but I can live with it. Oh, Chrome says that we might miss. Most of our food in Disney will probably be lunch. That's too bad. Oh, that's so good, Chrome. That breakfast spread they have is just stupid. Fried green tomatoes. See, that's my thing, Michael. My tastes are so limited. It's almost sad. They always have been, though. I remember as a kid, my mom would force me to eat certain things, and she'd be like, "Oh, it's just you won't give it a try." It's like, no, Ma, you don't understand. This tastes like shit to me. It just tastes like absolute crap. And especially the old days, parents never really thought of anything from a kid's perspective. It was always like, well, I like it, so there's got to be something wrong with you. You're making it up. It does too taste good. And it's like, no, you like it. To me, it tastes like shit. Spazdev says, Angry Grandpa was really funny. Was a good dude, too. Seemed like a good dude. Just watch his video about the Newton school shooting and you will see he had a good heart. Sad to see him gone. Yeah, it was. It was sad when he went. Like I say, I've watched some of his videos. I got some laughs from him. It wasn't something that I ever really caught on with me to where I followed him. But yeah, definitely seemed like a good dude. Bylove says, I want bagel bites, but they got discontinued. Where's that, Bylove? We have them, Dunkin' Donuts has little mini bagel bites kind of thing. Because my wife gets them sometimes. If we run through a Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast, they have, like I say, it's just a little mini bagel thing. I don't get it, but it's basically a bagel bite. Bylove says only other pizza related food is Pizza Pockets. As kid used to eat them every so often. Hi, I'm Kageko. Imagine a Food Wars moment with Curtis. And that's the thing about Food Wars, though, too. The food looks so good. I mean, the way everything was drawn and the way the characters would react to it and everything, I'd be like, oh, that looks delicious. And then they'd be describing what's in it. It's like, oh, that would make me throw up. But it still looked good. And of course, some of the food was so good, it made some hot chicks' tops pop off. So that was excellent. That part was really good. American Pride says, I'm graduating on Friday from high school. Oh, congratulations. Good for you. Moving on up, starting to do that adulting thing. Run away. Adulting's not fun. Wukong says, as a Hispanic, I've been raised in spiciness. I love American food, but the lack of spices becomes torture to me sometimes. I could see that if you were raised, with Mexican food. I could see that. Oh, yeah, Willie, I couldn't do that. Says my parents used to make this thing when I was little that was blue cheese, ranch, and sour cream on 2 pieces of bread. They loved it, but I have never tasted a worse piece of food. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Ooh, I wouldn't even know. I would not even attempt that. Ooh. True, Michael. Says anime makes any food look amazing, especially Studio Ghibli. Yeah, it is true. I've mentioned that in some of the reaction videos over at the Goosh too. It's like, it doesn't matter what it is. You're right. Anime makes it look like, oh my God, I gotta have that. Yeah, it makes it look so good. Excuse me. Baby Bird says, "Hey, Spaz Boys, I love your content, especially Gota. It's so funny." Well, thanks. I appreciate that. Bacon Rat says, "I want bacon." Bacon's something that I'll eat bacon. It's nothing that I know a lot of people I know are way into bacon. I've got some friends who will put bacon on anything. You know, you wrap bacon around a cat turd and they'll eat it. And I'm not that into it. It's a once in a while thing. As far as breakfast meats, I'd rather have Canadian bacon or a slice of ham or something like that. But it's good though. Chrome says, "Is your timing off with cooking maybe, or do you just forget to season throughout?" That's typically what happens. Usually you have to learn the basics first or brute force it till you learn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like I say, I would read the directions. I haven't even tried to cook anything in ages. I don't even bother with it anymore, especially again, with a wife that can cook like my wife can. There's no reason for me to cook, and when she's not home, the kids always knew. Oh, we're going out. We're having pizza. We're having McDonald's or something because it's just dad. Toker says, "I love bacon wrapped hot dogs. The grease makes me sick these days." It's funny you say that. Now, see, I would try that. That sounds good, but yeah, that would make me sick too. And as I've gotten older, I've become my stomach turned into kind of a bitch. There's a lot of things I can't eat. For all my life, I had an ironclad gut. I could, whatever it was. Again, I didn't have a wide variety of tastes, but whatever I wanted to eat, I could eat as much of it as I wanted, but not no more. Yeah, true. No one says Canadian bacon or a slice of ham is redundant. That's true. Parabird Chris says, "I went to a party for my mom's friend. There were so many egg-based foods. I don't think I've ever consumed so much salt for my goddamn 19 years of living." Chrome says, "Okay, question. Would it be possible for me to sponsor a Curtis Candy cooking video? Or is that a little too much? I can throw some recipes at you." Um, we could talk about it once we get moved. Right now, the house is in such disarray because we're getting ready to move everything out. I don't know how entertaining it would be. You know, and I would have to, obviously I'd have to have it on a day when, because I don't always have people around me to hold the camera. That would be too hard to, doing a cooking video would be too hard to tripod the camera. But if I could find a time when my wife's got the time, she's not experienced with the camera, but I can get her through it. Or if Spaz Kid were visiting or something, then we could do something like that. My favorite place to visit, Batting Mist, is Disney World. My wife, my family, and I are all Disney World nuts. Star Discovery says, "Watching people fail is always entertaining." That is true. Solara said, "This American family opened up this small food truck thing, and it closed ages ago. Pricey, like 15 pounds, but the burgers and hot dogs are fantastic." Yeah, sometimes the truck food, the portable food is some of the best. We used to have a food truck that would, when I was working for a local municipality driving bus, we used to have a food truck that would come through at breakfast and lunchtime, and they had some great shitty food. Yeah, Mr. Shank, we're going to be going to North Carolina. I don't know if Brandon Rogers is a great dude, phenomenal guy. With the issues I've had with Susan, I don't know if I'll be doing more Brandon Rogers reactions or not. We already have warnings on the channel for reaction content, that there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of reactions of the exact same content, and YouTube says I can't do them. So I have to watch the content. No one says Cuban food trucks are unbeatable. Oh, Cuban food, just from what I know of the spices, I'd just die. I think dying on the toilet is kind of it's a pretty glorious death, to be honest with you, and that's exactly what would happen. Alex says, if you ever do a charity stream or something, one of the incentives should be you have to eat a pack of American cheese and try not to be. Oh, I couldn't do it. If I ate a pack of American cheese licks, I would be so sick I wouldn't be able to continue the stream. I don't think I could get it down, but I mean, I would be. A slice of American cheese would make me sick. A pack, I wouldn't even be able to function. Yeah, like I say, Chrome, we could try something. We could try something. Again, it won't be, whatever it is, it won't be pretty. Code says, I'm glad you're moving to Superior, Carolina. Just don't be a Tar Heel fan. Can't. I'm a Notre Dame fan. So now with Notre Dame having the football team having that ACC connection, we play the Tar Heels on the regular. So yeah, they got no shot. John says, would you ever do a Boondocks reaction? I would, because I'm in the late into season 2 of Boondocks right now, over at our Patreon, over at the Goosh. Yeah, I got about 3 or 4 episodes. I think it's like 3 or 4 episodes of season 2 left. Boondocks is freaking hysterical. It's hilarious. Thomas says, it's crazy to think you're moving. That room is so iconic. Yeah, for me too, Thomas. So I told the gang I will try. It's been hectic with the move and everything, but when I know when we're going, I will try and set the time aside, to do like maybe a 4-hour farewell stream. Try something like that. Ashley says, hey, Curtis, do you consider adults who are still bullies immature? Yeah, and more than that, I consider them fucking scumbags, too. I hate bullies. I despise bullies at any level, but particularly as adults. I just absolutely hate bullies. Chrome says, hey, we'll probably be finished up with the original Cardcaptor Sakura by next year, so it's always a possibility. That was good, Chrome. That first episode of the new season, that was good. I like the way they turned things. Because I wondered, where do we go from here? And I like when a show does that too, when they give you some really solid finalities at the end of a season, and yet leave some very obvious openings for ways to go forward. And it did that perfectly. Star Discovery says, yeah, Ruckus is freaking. I keep saying it watching the videos too. I mean, again, I'm almost 2 seasons in. I'm well aware of what Ruckus is like. And yet he can still say things that actually stun you. They're just so fucked up and outrageous. It doesn't matter how much you know about him. You still go, dude, what the fuck? It's like, damn. Yeah, I hate extreme heat too, Spazdev. I see a lot of the countries in a big heat wave. Are going to be. Thomas said, you got to go find another good ice cream place, too. Karen's is great. Oh, place is so good. We just had, this time we had ice cream. It was, it's a little place just up the hill from us. Summer's Best, it's called. Another good ice cream place. It was nice because now that we still don't have our van back, I told you guys this the other day, because they broke part of our van. They broke the backup camera. And now they can't get the part. So the wheelchair ramp is in and everything, but we can't get our van back. So they had to send us a substitute from their fleet so we could have a way, for my daughter to get around. And we just took her up, and she had some ice cream with us, and she she enjoyed that immensely. Yes, Star Discovery says, honestly, I still remember the old room. You had dark wooden cabinets behind you and bracks, and it was so little back then. Yep, that's in the far end of the house. That's the room that's closest to the trains. That was, again, this house was built in 1860. That room, when we bought this house, it didn't even have any electric to it. And it's a big room. It's a decent sized bedroom, and it had no electricity. I had to run electricity into that room and everything. With having an old house like this, it's amazing the way they put things together back in the day. Chrome says, definitely, when you find out more about what the last story arc is about, it'll make a lot of sense, as well as a finale for the series. We've got maybe 14 episodes left, including one filler. Cool. Again, I was really impressed with that first episode of season 2. Really peaked things up, with the transfer students and everything. Star Discovery says, it's sad to think you're leaving this place. It is for me, too. Just because there's so many roots here. In hindsight, now that we're doing it, I don't think I ever would have been able to do it while Brax was still living with us. Because this was his house. It's the only house he ever knew. He grew up here. And I don't think, no, I know, I couldn't have moved while he was still living with us. But now that he's gone on, and he's living in his own place and everything, now I can bring myself to do it. But yeah, I wouldn't have been able to while he was still living here with us. Eating some spicy beef ramen noodles, Indo. Nice. Well, the move went good, Chrome. I helped them move down there. We rented a U-Haul that day. We got everything moved in, and over the last couple weeks, they've gotten everything, distributed throughout their house, and everything went really well. They're doing good. Tsunami says, why do I have a feeling that even though your new home isn't near a train track, a train will find you somehow? That's what I'm afraid of, Tsunami. It's going to be like we're going to have our own anime episode with a ghost train or some shit. What's the name of the train in Demon Slayer? Mugen Train? The Mugen Train will come find me no matter where we go. Doesn't matter that we're near a lake. That train will chug right along the water. Spaz says, I remember that room. You guys used to do chatbots? Yep, games in Omega all the time. Yeah, it was some really fun days. We did have a lot of good times. A lot of good times back there. Willie says, I'm starting a Kickstarter to have a train built next to your new house. Oh, thanks, Star Discovery. Yeah, being a dad's the best. And it was Brax made it easy. I mean, he was a good kid his whole life. Just the best. Absolute best. Chrome says, well, even though we don't use it anymore, the room will always be in the old intro. And hell, if there's no train near the new house, I'm sure a plane will show up. New intro idea? Yeah, really. Let's see. Now, and see, in Denver, because that's the city we're going to. We're a long ways from the airport in Charlotte. Again, we're not far from the lake. All I can think of when I think of that, I think everybody has certain tones, pitches, sounds that are distasteful to them. And you'll hear, if you haven't before, you'll hear this, Chrome, when you go to Disney. For some reason, in Magic Kingdom, the whistle on the steamboat that takes you to Tom Sawyer Island or takes you around Tom Sawyer Island there hurts me. There's just something about its pitch that, like, we'll be going in to get food into, because we love that one restaurant now. The name's gone on my head. It's right across from the ship, though. Shit, the name won't come to me. And that whistle blows, and it's like my head goes, I feel like the guy from Scanners. Like, my head is just about to do that whole really cool exploding thing. I don't know what it is. It's terrible. Spaz Dev says, movie needs to happen where the train is the villain. Absolutely. Absolutely. Boating idiots with boomboxes. That could be, Chrome. You're probably right, Star Discovery. You might just hallucinate hearing a train because it's so normal for you. Yeah, isn't it? Don't they say, like, when somebody loses a limb, in the immediate aftermath and recovery, they'll have like phantom pain or a phantom real feeling that the leg is still there, and it's very real to them. That's what'll happen to me. I'll be sitting here making videos in the new place going, fuck off, train. You guys are gonna be going, uh-oh. It's time. Yeah, it's got to be, Chrome. She says probably a certain pitch frequency hitting your inner ear, because it's just like it's it's not a lot of loud sounds. You know, you hear a loud sound, you're like, the train. You know, if I'm out in my backyard, you hear the train, it's like, God damn, it's loud. And it's annoying. This is different. This actually is painful to me. I hate that freaking thing. Oh, okay. Chrome says, "Oh, you mean a ghost limb phenomena? It's a lifelong condition because of mental memory." There you go. That's what I'll have that with the train. Ha! And the train hits the fucking queue again. It's gotten almost creepy, you guys. This is the second time in the last couple streams that's happened where I've said something specifically pointed that way and then the train horn hit. Have I been on a train? Sure, Wolfpaw. Unfortunately. The Mexican dog? Yeah, the little Mexican's still with us, Wolfpaw. She won't be moving with us. She's going to be moving into a friend of ours is going to adopt her. And the Texan, if you guys remember the Texan dog we had, the rescue dog from Texas, Brax and his girlfriend are going to be taking her in, so because they want to have a dog too, and the giant dinosaur dog's going with us. Wolverine says, "How do we know you aren't the villain for the train?" You don't. The train is entirely stalking me. Ghost train phenomenon. Yep, Pizza Man. Oh, Star Discovery says, "Yeah, it's like the sound I hear when my wife talks." Yeah. Doing good, Austin. Doing good. North Carolina, Wolfpaw. Yeah, Toker says, "Curtis killed the train's father. Is back for revenge." You have killed my father. And then you got to do it with the lips out of sync with the actual dialogue. No, like I say, Willie, Maya will be moving in with a friend of ours is taking her in. So yes, in the new house, it'll just be the dinosaur dog. Okay, yeah, Pinocchio. Okay, Randy, the category is sounds that annoy you. WETJ says, "We can do strong for my channel. We can." No, that can't be because somebody wouldn't come in just to promote their YouTube channel, would they? No, nobody would do that. Willie says, "Plot twist, the train just wants to be your friend." That would be the ultimate plot twist. You're not wrong, Willie. and when all is said and done, old Curtis goes off hand in hand. Does the train have hands? Couplings. Hand in coupling with the train. And they're singing Kumbaya and touching each other inappropriately. Kaiser says, "Probably the Shinkle Lion train. Mech will travel from the future to annoy you." Chrome says, "By the way, we got a little bit of info on DBS Superheroes box office. It did 70% of what Broly did, which, given how non-existent the promotion for it was, is pretty good." Yeah, I think so. You're right. There was a lot more. There's a lot more conversation about the Broly movie, wasn't there? Not to mention, I didn't think about that, but you're right. No plot twist. The train is revealed to be Curtis's father. Oh yeah, Pornhub channels. Yeah, absolutely, Willie. No, and I actually don't have for if somebody's a regular here comes in and contributes to the streams. As I said, you guys are always welcome to plug anything you want. It's just always considered, obviously, considered polite to ask first, but I don't mind that. I just don't allow drive-by promotions where people are just spamming. But again, if somebody here is a regular and they got anything going on and they want to get word out about it, I don't have a problem with that. Star Discovery. "Impossible. You cure my fascia, Curtis." That, yeah. Wolfpaw says, "I might be going to Disney in December. Good for you. But what happened to Johnny? I'm highly debating it." Yeah, the thing of it is, though, to be perfectly honest with you, Wolfpaw, because we're big Disney World nuts, but Disney has a history of slimy behavior. They really do. I mean, you if you want to go, you kind of got to be able to separate that. And I go, and the way I justify it is, the reason we keep going back is largely because of the cast members. The employees they have there are just the best I've ever seen anywhere, and they make it so much fun for all. So that's why we go back. But yeah, Disney's got a lot of warts without a question. Well, I think he's talking about Johnny Depp. Disney has a history of racism, and Walt Disney has a history of anti-Semitism. Yeah, and even beyond that stuff. I mean, just the things they've done batting mist as a corporation. They're among the most litigious companies I've ever seen. They'll sue you, over the drop of a hat. They're not. I don't, as a company, I don't admire them at all. I just love their theme park. Oh yeah, another Bucks loss today. It's comical at this point, Johnny. Yeah, and that's what because when we went, to watch the Pirates play the Cardinals, and my son-in-law and his brother were saying, hey, the Pirates are playing pretty good. And it's like, yeah, they are. They're doing better than what people thought. I said, but I would bet anybody money they finish last by the end of the season, even below the Reds, because what'll happen is the rest of the league will now, and we're getting there, where the rest of the league has seen their entire pitching staff, and they know what they've got, and it's just going to be a beatdown. Oh, Nika says, so how are you loving Boondocks? It's amazing. That's the word. It's so good. It's so funny. Ruckus is awesome. I really like Riley too. Riley's a funny one for me because in some episodes you just want to go shut up and smack him, but he's still fun. He's just a good character. It's full of good characters though. And for some reason too, I can't explain this. I like Tom, and yet even though I like him, it's the same as Joe Swanson. Even though I like him, it's funny when he gets the shit kicked out of him, which happens a lot. Spazdev says Disney as a company is just absolutely awful. A lot of the big companies are, but Disney may be the worst. I couldn't agree with you more. Disney and Google, I think, are two of the absolute worst. No, I didn't. I did see the first Top Gun movie. I haven't seen the new one. I've heard actually a lot of good things about it. I might fuck off, train. I might watch it on stream at some point. Yeah, Tom can be pretty smarmy. You're not wrong, Chrome. You're not wrong. But again, for some reason, I generally like him. But it is funny to see him get the shit kicked out of him. I remember seeing Odin says a video where some random woman was inappropriately touched. One of the workers, and he played it cool and just escorted her out. Those workers at Disneyland must have so much patience. Yeah, they do. And like I say, they're phenomenal. I just can't say enough good things about the cast members at Disney World. They're amazing. That's why we go back all the time. All right, guys. Well, oh yeah, because I heard this. Willie's right. Disney denied a dying kid's wish to have Spider-Man written on his grave. Truth. Was it Spider-Man? I knew it was a Disney-owned character now. Can you imagine that? Being that overly protective of your properties? Yeah, I do remember that. Oh, yeah. Again, you got to be, if you want to be a fan of the parks, you got to be able to separate it and look at it for the people that you'll see and interact with, not the company, because the company's the shits for the most part. Guys, thank you for the stream. This was a lot of fun. I'm just enjoying where I've been able over these last several days here to make time that we can pop in and just hang out together here. There, pop in and hang out together. This is a lot of fun. I enjoyed this a lot. I got to stream twice today, and I'll put the earlier stream, of course, was on Twitch, and I'll try and post that gameplay. It's more Resident Evil Village. I'll try and get that posted tomorrow, latest Tuesday, but I'll try and get that up as soon as I can. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. This is an odd hour for us to be streaming, but a lot of the regular crew is here, and I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate that you come in to have some fun with me, because it really makes my evening. And I will talk to you guys really soon.